Welcome back to the New Music Alliance Radio Hour. You just heard In My Neighborhood by Mal Devisa. Previously, before that, Pet Peeves by Moxie. And we started off with Bloom Week, Nate Watson.
Ooh.
So, Ace,
much.
why are you picking Mal Devisa?
Oh, Mal Devisa is very, very underrated. She's been doing very well in recent years. One of her last albums was on Pitchfork, reviewed on Pitchfork. She's done stuff with Watsky, if you know him. Big names. And she's an Amherst, Massachusetts native. Right around my hometown. And speaking of hometown, that song, In My Neighborhood, has so much in it. I knew from the moment I heard her voice that I needed to play one of her songs on this show. There's so much complexity and richness in the composition, in the production. Her voice is just so far beyond what you knew a voice could be on some level, and that it works so well. I think you can tell that I don't really have coherent phrases to say. It's good stuff.
That's okay. I'm there with you. Her voice is magnificent. I think that production just takes it to a new level. I mean, it just sounds like this amazing voice. It's kind of like, like I said, sort of like in outer space, and it's just like otherworldly.
Yeah, with all her tracks mixed together, it's something special.
It's good. I'm going to let you guys talk about Moxie because you're all like excited. You got
we are their biggest fans.
You guys are like
our favorite Vermont band.
Yeah,
I love them.
You go.
So that was off the new album, Flow of Color. That is an incredible album.
Yeah, just came out last month. I've played their last album before that many, many times on the show because it's a great album. They're just a bunch of teenagers. They're like, I think the oldest of them might have turned 20 recently, maybe a little older, but they're a very young band doing immaculate work, incredible soul, incredible rock. I like Moxie a lot, and the new album absolutely sells it. Plus, I really like the track Pet Peeves. I think that's one of my favorites on the new album. There's the hook for the chorus, like that, bum, bum, bum. Just, that's
a great hook.
I like that.
It's a great
Catch
hook.
that band live if you get a chance. They just really gel together perfectly.
And then, of course, Nate Watson. I found the stuff a while back last year, and it's just such a really solid sort of indie pop, indie rock alternative album as a whole. It's a very strong album. I'd say the title track, Bloom Week, is my favorite on the album, but the whole thing is just also very, very solid, very chipper pop.
Yeah, I got a very strong sense of like pop, rock. He's got a great tone, with the music, with the voice. I enjoyed the song a lot.
Yeah. I did too. It kind of reminded me of, in the vein of Michael Bublé or Connecticut resident Harry Connick Jr.
Oh yeah, a little bit like that, right in that sort of camp.
Just a little
somewhere
bit.
Between Harry Connick Jr. and like Owl City, somewhere in that zone. And speaking of music, I've got some interesting stuff coming up. I always try to have at least one electronic music block. As an electronic producer myself, I always try to throw some love in that direction because it's not as well represented in the area. So I've got some interesting producers from the actually all three of our main states, Connecticut, Vermont, and Massachusetts. We're going to be starting things off with the producer Minno with his track Deliverance,